It's been a very cloudy weekend throughout the region, and we're going to keep the cloud cover in play as we head into the start of this next upcoming week, with more rain showers possible as we get into the middle and end of next week. But at least as we go into Monday morning, lots of cloud cover will be out in the sky. More details coming in full forecast.
Right now on News 3 at 11, a fire in Burton, South Carolina that engulfed a church in flames. And the latest in a weeks-long search for 4 inmates who escaped from Bibb County Detention Center. Then a candidate who once thought to be a serious contender in the 2024 presidential race suspends his campaign.
You're watching WSAV on your side. Now, WSAV News 3 at 11 Weekend.
Good evening, I'm Kaylee Fedko. Thank you for joining us. Our top story tonight, an early morning fire destroyed a Beaufort County church. The fire was reported around 1 a.m. this morning after someone called in and said that smoke and flames were visible from the Seabrook Church. Emergency crews said the fire was near the back of the building. The structure was 2 mobile homes that were joined together and being used to hold church services. The fire was quickly brought under control but took over an hour to completely extinguish. Although officials say the church was destroyed, no one was hurt. Burton fire officials say the fire was caused by an extension cord that was supplying power to portable heaters that became overloaded. They also say it was the second fire they had to put out this weekend. The National Fire Protection Association says local fire departments responded to over 44,000 fires involving heating equipment from 2016 to 2020. Fire officials say it's important to keep at least a 3-foot radius clear of combustibles around your portable heater to avoid starting a fire. They say heating is one of the top 5 causes of fires across the country. Meth, fentanyl, heroin, marijuana, and cocaine. That's what law enforcement say they suspect to have found inside the house where an escaped inmate from the Bibb County Detention Center was captured today. According to the FBI, the captured inmate is 37-year-old Jonathan Darnell Barnell, and he is one of 4 inmates who escaped the detention center last month. The Atlanta field office says Barnwell was found inside a house on Alpine Drive in Augusta early this morning with a large amount of drugs inside. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office says he was originally being held at the detention center for the United States Marshals. The FBI, Bibb County Sheriff's Office, United States Marshal's Office, and the Southeast Regional Fugitive Task Force have been searching for the missing inmates for weeks, with Barnwell the third to be captured. The first 2 to be captured were 29-year-old Chavis DeMario Stokes and 25-year-old Mark Carey Anderson. The last remaining inmate at large is 52-year-old Joey Fournier. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office says he was being held in the detention center for murder. They tell us the inmates fled through a damaged day room window and a cut fence at the center. The FBI is asking anyone with information on the possible location of Joey Fournier to call the FBI's tip line at 1-800-CALL-FBI or the USMS at 1-877-WANTED-2. Tips may also be submitted online at tips.fbi.gov or the USMS Tips app. Congregation Mikvah Israel held its 33rd annual Shalom Y'all Jewish Food Fest today. WSAV's Nakaya Harris was there to speak to people who attended the festival about their experience.
Music, dancing, mingling, and most importantly, food was Sunday's attraction at Congregation Mikvah Israel. Karen Blickstein, a member of the synagogue, said she's thankful for the massive turnout.
It's been a tough time for all of us who are Jewish, and this, probably half or more of the people here today. I mean, I don't have any way of counting, but just from having sold tickets for a few hours, a lot of people who are not part of the Jewish community. And it's so great to know that they support us.
Keith Kreiner traveled from Dublin, Georgia just to show his support for the Jewish community, telling me it's a trip worth making.
I like it in spite of conditions of the world, that it shows that people can get together and enjoy one another's company, good food. The weather's pleasant today, that we can be having a good time in the world. It doesn't have to be filled with spite and hatred. It can be filled with love and compassion.
This year, the congregation brought back their full menu of Jewish dishes. potato latkes and stuffed cabbage from Eastern Europe, noodle kugel, blintz, and much more.
It's also a good release for us emotions. It's been a tough 5-6 weeks, whatever it's been now. And it's just nice to have something wonderful and fun and comforting, because the food is so comforting.
Taking a live look outside now at City Market. Brian, quite the peaceful night, but my goodness, quite the chilly night. Why don't you tell us about our forecast?
Yeah, certainly has been a chilly weekend, I should say. Lots of cloud cover we had overhead as we headed throughout the afternoon, and that, as a result, is still in play this evening. That's keeping our temperatures pretty mild right now at 57 in Savannah, 57 as well for Richmond Hill, 57 for Hilton Head, 40s in Hampton. You're seeing a little bit more clearing when it comes to that cloud cover, and that's helping to lower our temperatures as we head into the evening hours. We're all clear on our Storm Team 3 Viper radar, so we're not tracking any precipitation at this time. We've just got a pretty low cloud deck, and that's causing some noise that you see here on the radar. So nothing, luckily, for precipitation-wise. So we're going to stay dry, and we're going to stay dry as we head into the morning as well. Temperatures going to get back up into the 60s tomorrow, with those highs peaking in the middle to even upper 60s, close to 70 degrees in a few spots for tomorrow afternoon, and it will be partly sunny, so you will see some glimpses of sun out there. However, it will be a little bit breezy, so it might feel a little bit chilly out there as well if you're out and about. Wind coming in from the north to northeast at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Rain chances through the next couple of days. They will be increasing as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. That's our next storm system that's going to be impacting our region. They start to slide down, though, as we get into Friday as that storm system moves its way offshore. However, we certainly do need this rain. We have drought conditions ongoing throughout the area, so we'll have more details coming up in the full forecast. Kaylee?
Brian, thank you. In politics tonight, a major development in the 2024 presidential race. Just days after the third Republican presidential candidate debate, the field has already decreased by one candidate. This comes after Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina announced Sunday night that he is dropping out of the 2024 presidential campaign. Scott started the 2024 campaign a lesser-known reputation when compared to some of his competitors. However, his campaign and an allied super PAC spent millions of dollars on ads in early voting states. Scott soon saw an uptick in early state polls, but failed to gain enough traction, and his poll numbers stagnated as his in-state rival Nikki Haley's popularity grew. The South Carolina senator announced that he was suspending the campaign during an appearance on Fox News. Scott says voters have made it clear to him that now is not the time for him to run for president. Coming up, could the government be on the brink of a shutdown yet again? With the new Speaker of the House holding the gavel, he has to garner enough votes on his proposal within the week to avoid the worst. This weekend, thousands of Hindus are celebrating Diwali, the festival of lights. Diwali signifies light over darkness, victory over defeat, and good over evil. Several Georgia cities hosted cultural programs with classical dances, fireworks, and fashion shows. Many Indian American families decorating their houses with floral garlands, lighting diyas or camplays, and sparking fireworks to celebrate light. People exchange sweets and wear new clothes as a symbol of new beginnings. This weekend, the Consul General of India in Atlanta, along with several mayors and state lawmakers, celebrated Diwali, talking about unity in diversity.
Diwali reminds us to have hope, that we can still choose good over evil, that we are still united as one, and that we can come together to solve our common problems and make our world a better place.
Just recently, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp declared October as Hindu Heritage Month. Also a first this year, Disney World celebrated Diwali with a 3-day dance fest and parade in Florida. Making headlines around the globe, Israel's war with Hamas and the growing humanitarian crisis in Gaza, where hospitals have become part of the front lines in the fight. Now with supplies nearly gone, doctors say they're under siege, but Israel says they're trying to help deliver needed supplies. NBC's Erin McLaughlin reports.
Tonight, as Israeli troops push deeper into Gaza City, desperation and despair at the city's main hospital, now surrounded. Dr. Ahmed Mukhalalati runs the Al-Shifa Hospital's burns unit.
Are you inside the hospital?
I am inside the hospital. So if you can hear in the background, it's like bombardment and bombing of the hospital. And from all sides, a lot of gunshots.
He says power outages and a lack of essential supplies jeopardized the remaining 700 patients. According to the Palestinian Health Ministry in Gaza, at least 16 have died due to a lack of oxygen and medicine, including 3 babies born premature. And this photo we obtained from a doctor showing some of the 36 newborns the Palestinian Health Ministry says are now at risk, taken off incubators.
So the babies are still inside the hospital. You've just moved them.
They are inside the hospital. They didn't move outside of the hospital.
The Israeli military alleges Hamas hides in tunnels under Gaza's hospitals, including Al-Shifa. Allegations both the hospital staff and Hamas deny. Tonight, a military spokesperson releasing this footage showing Israeli soldiers dropping off 300 liters of fuel at the hospital's entrance. They're insisting it's allowing safe passage for all Gazans inside Al-Shifa and 2 other hospitals. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu telling NBC's Meet the Press.
So far, they've moved a few patients, not enough. I hope more will move.
But hospital officials say the fuel given is a fraction of what they need, and that no one is being allowed out of Al-Shifa, not even the dead. Sunday morning, a deadly airstrike to the south, where tens of thousands of civilians have been told to evacuate. And in Israel, rallies for the hostages. Malki Shemtov is marching for his 21-year-old son, Omer. He's one of the 239 hostages held by Hamas.
We don't know what to do.
Doctors inside the hospital say they haven't seen any sign of Hamas, quote, not even a single gun. And here at home, the clock is ticking toward yet another government shutdown. And yes, it was just 6 weeks ago that a last-minute deal averted a shutdown then. Now there's a new House Speaker, and he has a new plan to keep the government open. But does he have enough support from his own party?
Tonight, there are just 5 days left until the government shuts down. Some of what's at stake: pay for military and federal workers, while Social Security and Medicare checks will still go out. New House Speaker Mike Johnson now pushing an untested plan to keep the government open with a 2-step approach. The first would fund some parts of the government until January, the second funding the rest until February. But notably absent from the plan, military aid to Israel and spending cuts. Johnson can only afford to lose 4 votes, and right now, at least 3 House Republicans publicly oppose his plan. The new speaker trying to convince hardline holdouts of the urgency felt by some members of his caucus.
It is too urgent. We can't sit back and do nothing.
But Johnson's plan may hinge on Democrats' support.
It looks gimmicky to me, but I'm open to what the House is talking about.
Relying on Democrats could prove risky. It was former Speaker Kevin McCarthy's decision to work with Democrats on the last continuing resolution that ultimately cost him the gavel.
The White House is slamming the proposal as a, quote, recipe for more Republican chaos, pointing to opposition from members of both parties, saying the plan puts critical national security and domestic priorities at risk. In other news, something pretty cool for those of you interested in space travel. A SpaceX Falcon 9 line rocket launched from Cape Canaveral Space Force today in Florida. SpaceX launched the SES-03B mPOWER mission at 4:08 ET. The flight placed 2 communications satellites into medium Earth orbit. The Falcon 9's first stage came back to Earth and made a vertical touchdown on a shortfall of gravitas in the Atlantic Ocean. The Falcon 9 booster on the flight flew on 8 previous missions, and this SES-03B mPOWER mission marked SpaceX's 84th launch of the year.
We've got more clouds in the sky this evening. A very overcast view here outside the Savannah River. Can't really see much because of how dark it is, obviously, but nice, beautiful view of the River Street there in the background. Very calm on the water as well. It was a little bit breezy today, so you might have noticed a little bit of a chop on the water if you were out and about earlier. But right now, 57 degrees with those temperatures, north-northeast breeze at 8 miles per hour. And that breeze will certainly start to increase as we head through the next couple of days, making it feel a little bit cooler out there. Right now, 57 in Savannah, 57 as well for Richmond Hill, 50 degrees for Hampton, 53 degrees for Sylvania. So you can see those blues starting to pop up on the map. We're starting to cool off in some of those locations. We're all clear on Storm Team 3. Viper radar, just have that low cloud deck overhead, and a lot of these clouds, a lot of these thicker clouds, I should say, starting to move their way offshore. However, we do have a developing storm that it will be coming into our area in the Gulf of Mexico. And as we head into the middle of the week, we're going to see more cloud cover and even more rain showers. So keep the umbrella and the rain jacket handy as we head throughout the week. Taking you through your Monday, we'll have mostly cloudy skies, a few peaks of sunshine for the afternoon hours, and temperatures upper 60s. So we will be a little bit warmer tomorrow than we've been the past couple of days, thanks to a little bit more in terms of some sunshine. But timing things out as we head through the morning hours, we'll keep the cloud cover in play, still dealing with that northerly breeze. And a couple of showers may be possible from time to time as we head throughout the afternoon. However, I do think for the most part, it will be mostly dry out there. More sunshine, I think, off to the north and west near Sylvania and Hampton as we head later on during the afternoon on Monday, and then even more clouds start to work their way in for Tuesday, and the chance for a few showers on Tuesday morning. I think it really starts to ramp up, though, late Tuesday afternoon and evening and into the early morning hours of Wednesday, where we could see the most widespread rain from our next system as it starts to materialize in the Gulf of Mexico and get a little bit closer to our region. So again, keep that raincoat handy. Those rain chances will be on the up and up as we head through the next couple of days, and even getting into Saturday, high pressure will take control as we head into the weekend, and that will eventually drop our temperatures. But we certainly need the rainfall. We're down about 7 inches compared to the normal at this time of year, and you could see the current drought out there across the southeast U.S. Exceptional levels of drought. That is the highest on our scale here, and even closer to home, still dealing with abnormally dry conditions. So we certainly do need the rainfall as we head throughout the next couple of days to kind of catch up. Marine forecast sees 5 to 7 feet, gusty winds out there, 30 knots. So it will be pretty gusty. The small craft advisories will be up. It'll be drying out for the overnight hours. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s, a couple cooler spots out there with temperatures in the middle to even upper 60s. It will be partly sunny and a little bit breezy as well, so make sure you keep that extra layer handy, especially the windbreaker if you have it. 7-day forecast, lots of sunshine as we head into the weekend. We just got to get through the next couple of days where we have the chance for some rain showers.
Oh, a windbreaker. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, it will be a little bit breezy, especially along the coastline. For the most part, the big story, definitely the rain. which we certainly need.
So umbrellas too, in addition to that windbreaker.
For sure.
You gonna be outside this week for some football?
Nah, well, this weekend, but not the week. No, man. But hey, it's all good. Rain won't.
So no windbreaker for Corey.
No windbreaker for Corey. Just a bunch of inside the house. It's NFL Sunday. Speaking of football, well, the Jaguars got beat like a drum, and the Falcons want to do what they always do. Coming up, we'll let you hear from the locker room after the break.
Get your free case review from Farah and Farah, lawyers in Savannah you can trust. Now, your Farah and Farah WSAV Sports Desk.
Good evening and welcome to Sports. I'm Corey Howard. WSAV is your official station for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who caught fire in the month of October, winning all 5 of their games going into the bye week. And today they face the 49ers, who have more questions than answers lately after falling into a 3-game slump. Will the streaks continue, or will today mark the start of new beginnings? Check out this play. Brock Purdy, playing by the playground rules, Just throw it up in the air, and Brandon Ayuk is somewhere out there to catch it. Touchdown 49ers, and the Jaguars trail 7-0, skipping to the third quarter. And the Jaguars defense must have hit the snooze button on the alarm clock because they didn't show up, giving up 437 yards of total offense. George Kittle literally walks into the end zone. Offensively, the Jaguars have had problems with turnovers all year long. Usually they're able to overcome it, but today, not the day. 4 turnovers. And the Jaguars lose by their biggest margin of the year. Final score, 34-3.
Why do you think the team wasn't ready today? Anything you can put your finger on?
I thought the team was ready. We failed to execute on the opening drive defensively, and we failed to execute on the opening drive offensively. And that's the part that is disappointing, because these guys were ready to go, and you know, to have the lack of execution like we did early in the football game just kind of snowballed from there.
Powered by AWS.
And more NFL action. The Falcons having an up-and-down season, trying to stop a 2-game skid. Kyler Murray back for the Cardinals, but this time it's Taylor Heineke finding Scotty Miller, who's going across the middle of the formation. That's the Falcons' touchdown. Dirty Birds up 7-3. Later, the fans asked for more Bijan Robinson. Get him involved in this offense. How does 22 carries, 95 yards, and a touchdown sound? The Falcons take a 14-6 lead. Skipping to the third quarter now, the score is 17-15. The Falcons up. Clayton Tune, the Cardinals back up in the game, taking the QB sneak in for a touchdown, and the Cardinals have the lead. Fourth quarter now, only 2:26 left in the game. Desmond Ridder, he's replaced the injured Taylor Heineke. And how about this? He gives the Falcons the lead once again, but the defense didn't hold up their end of the bargain. James Conner, he's going to take the handoff, fall down on the goal line, and this is ultimately going to set up the game-winning field goal. And of course, with the Falcons' luck, you know it's good. The Falcons are going to Falcon. The final score, 25-23.
Yeah, D-Led, you know, it's kind of last 2 weeks. It's been, you know, very similar, you know, losing down at the end. And obviously you put everything you got into it, and you're frustrated, but we gotta find a way. We get on that plane and get back and use this bye week and regroup, put everything in there, find solutions, and go win against New Orleans.
And let's go to some women's college basketball. The South Carolina Gamecocks still really good despite losing last year's star Aaliyah Boston, playing a top 15 opponent in Maryland. Chloe Kitts hit the jumper, then Camila Cardoso gets the block, and Kitts, she's running the floor. She's somewhere down there. She's going to get an easy bucket out of this. She had a career high of 13 points this evening. Now skipping to the second half, South Carolina separated themselves, outscoring Maryland by 26. Mylesia Fulwiley drains the three. Fulwiley would later turn defense into offense in this next highlight. South Carolina has scored 100 points in every game that they played this season and easily win this one. Final score, 114-76. And time for some hockey. The Savannah Ghost Pirates picked up their third win of the season today, beating the Orlando Solar Bears. Final score in this game, 2-0. They're still last in the conference, but have a lot of time to make up ground. And that's a look at sports. We'll have more news right after the break.
what's going on. November is Prematurity Awareness Month, and Coastal Carolina Hospital has a special tradition for babies who graduate from the NICU and are able to go home with their families. Oh, how cute. Coastal Carolina tells us each NICU graduate gets a tiny crocheted graduation cap before they leave, celebrating their incredible resilience and journey through the Level 2 Special Care Nursery in the hospital. Here are just some of the recent graduates. Oh, I love babies. What a great way to start your week is to look at some cute babies.
Yeah, and I love it. They got their little graduation cap. Check that out.
They do look comfy, a lot comfier than us.
You're right.
Yeah, because it's cold in here.
It's very cold in here. That's absolutely right.
Yeah. They look all bundled up, ready for the fall weather.
Hey, when people wonder why I rub my hands so much, it's because it's cold in here.
Well, I'm about to look at our forecast.
It's going to be chilly the next couple of days, especially with the breezy conditions. Temperatures in the 60s. We'll be back into the 70s by Tuesday. However, then we have to contend with the chance for showers as our next storm system rolls through for the middle and end of the week. The good news is a little bit warm for Saturday, temperatures in the 70s, and a lot of sunshine for this weekend. So if you're hoping to get outside, it looks like Saturday, Sunday. Perfect time in the weekend. It'll be a great time to do it.
Looking forward to that sunshine.
Just keep that umbrella handy.
The three of us will be in a much better mood next weekend. That is what you're telling us.
Yes, it'll be so much less gloomy. You won't, no cloud cover, that seasonal depression kind of deal. Whenever you have, not a lot of cloud cover, it's always nicer.
Yeah, clouds make for good sleeping weather, though. So does rain.
Sure.
Good. That's what I could use some right now. Some good sleeping weather.
Yeah.
Certainly have that though.
Yes.
Alrighty. That is it for us. Joel Osteen is coming up next. Thank you so much for joining us here with the WSAV Weekend Team. We'll see you next weekend. Have a good night.